Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are not subscribed, go and smash the subscribe button, hit that notification bell up in the corner, and just go ahead and drop a thumbs up because I know you guys are going to love this video. I am extremely freaking hyped to drop this video, guys, and really just to make this content. But as you can see over my shoulder, today for the first time, I'm going to be hopping in and going over like my first impressions and overall like a kind of like a mini review of this 2015 BMW M3. And so as you guys know, I myself drive an E92 and I've been primarily in the E9X platform, but I've been hyped and waiting to get my hands on a freaking F80 M3. So I've drove plenty of performance cars in the past. I've drove E92 M3s, E46 M3s, 440i's, 435s, etc., like all modded up. But I have never driven one of these F80 M3s, and I've always loved them, guys. Everything about them, I really do feel like they are like the full package. But anyways, enough of that. Let's go ahead and yeah, let's go ahead and give you some impressions and kind of hop in the car and just show you all around. And guys, aesthetically, BMW did absolutely everything right on this car. I mean, just look up front how angry the car looks and those massive mouths to take in that air, and it just absolutely is stunning. And then you pair that with the hard U-shaped halos with the eyebrow and just the aggressive black double slat grills. Just everything about this car is aesthetically pleasing. Moving to the hood, you have that massive BMW bulge in the hood to basically house that S55 twin turbo engine. And just everything about this car, guys, aesthetically is so pleasing on the outside. Obviously the M-style grills, the aggressive fender slots you have here to allow the air to pass over the tire and come out to reduce drag. The M side skirts and how aggressive and flared they are. And just look how massive, guys, that rear fender flare is. It houses those big tires and that dual clutch transmission and that wide wheelbase, and just everything about this is just absolutely beautiful. And I absolutely love the way that the quad tips look on the F80 M3, and just overall the whole rear end. It looks so thick and it just looks so performance oriented. I mean, again, you have the grills here to allow the air to pass over the rear tires and come out to reduce drag, but just everything about this rear end just really speaks volumes and just looks so freaking nice. And then obviously you have the iconic M3 badge to let everybody around you know that you're pushing mad power. But guys, just such a beautiful car overall. And speaking of exterior, this F80 M3 is actually optioned out with the full carbon fiber roof. And this thing is just unreal, guys. I mean, you're talking about like having carbon fiber mirror caps or interior trim, entire carbon roof. I mean, that just looks absolutely wicked. Guys, I'm a huge E90 and E92 M3 fan. E93, no offense to y'all out there, but I'm a huge like E9X platform fan, and especially the M3s. They just looked so amazing for the time. But the F80 M3, guys, it is unreal from the outside. It's debatable because a lot of people say, oh, it's too bulky, it looks too fat, it looks too chunky. I think it looks sick. It looks aggressive. It looks mean. It fills in all the body lines. Overall, I just think it looks phenomenal. But let's go ahead and hop inside the car and I'll show you the inside. So we'll go ahead and unlock the car. And now, yeah, let's go ahead and hop right in this beast. And I absolutely love the way this F80 M3 interior looks. I mean, it looks extremely modern, extremely performance oriented, but I feel like it doesn't cross the line. It's still the right balance of analog and digital. And even looking at the gauges, you can see right here that they're still analog on the top, but you have these screens down below that fill in information digitally. And I'll go ahead and punch the key in a minute and show y'all. But guys, just really look around at the seats. I absolutely love the M3 performance seats that we have here. So they're perforated to allow air through, and they're so sick. And it's actually really cool. These actually illuminate at night. They have like a light inside, and these M stripes actually illuminate to be that red and blue color, and the M actually, you know, lights up, and it's just so nice in here, you know? From the stitching, like just down to how everything feels, to me it's the perfect interior feel. But yeah, let's go and hop in. And so this model actually has touchless entry, so really I can just hop in. I don't have to put the key in anywhere. So just get in the car, get the key, put it right here. It's the little cubby I like to put it in. From here, just click the start button. You'll see everything illuminates. You could really just turn the car on, and I'll go ahead and close the door. I actually have the dual clutch transmission in this one, guys, and the dual clutch is freaking sick. So basically the car shifts automatically for you, like kind of like an automatic, but it has 2 clutches that engage the transmission and all the gears, kind of like a manual, but it doesn't have like actual traditional clutch pedal down below. So you can shift here using the paddle shifters, or you can just let it do its thing automatically, but it is so much fun, guys. This thing is not like driving an automatic with paddle shifters. I'm talking about this dual clutch transmission stays engaged. The shifts are instant. It's not like an automatic where you have like the lag of it shifting. It's not like a manual where you have to wait to go from 1 to 2, etc. This to me is like if you could have the effects of a manual car while having instant shift times, which helps with fuel efficiency, power output, a whole bunch of other things. But obviously you don't have the power to actually control the gears, so you don't feel as connected, but this is a perfect middle ground. You feel a lot more connected in this thing than you do a traditional like automatic car. But as well, we have the heads-up display right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a little 0 right here. It gives you your miles per hour, and there's all sorts of stuff that you can cycle there. You can cycle your music, your navigation, etc., etc. And I think that's pretty sick. But the interior feels like quality, and it feels like it's not missing anything, you know? Like, I personally love the combination of digital and analog. I don't like digital everything because it feels robotic. And over time, you know, like I don't want to worry about replacing a huge screen that I know is going to go out due to heat or age or etc. So we have our iDrive knob with our carbon trim here, and that's going to control our whole like multimedia system. And overall sound system just sounds freaking great. I mean, the bass really hits on this. Something I did notice while listening to my music, I don't know if it's just this model or maybe it's my phone connectivity, but I noticed as I turned the volume up higher and higher, it distorted a little bit due to how much like bass is being produced. And I have the bass pretty low, but I think that's a one-off because I've not heard of this being like an extremely common issue. Comment down below if you have any insight on that. Love how you can put these sport displays and it'll show you like your horsepower and torque. And this thing has a pretty great amount of options up front for all the different controls and etc. So you have like the dual climate control, so you can adjust the exact temperature and flow of each side. You have heated seats on both sides. As you can see, obviously you have the perforated holes. It's kind of a good indicator of that. This is where you adjust your sport mode, etc. So if you click that button, you'll notice it goes into sport, sport plus, whatever you decide to put it in for the throttle control. And then right here you can adjust the weight of the steering. So you click that, and obviously you can see sport plus, comfort, sport, and that's going to adjust the weight and the feedback that the steering wheel actually gives you itself. With the dual clutch transmission, you can actually adjust right here basically like the overall bite and aggressiveness that this dual clutch shifts in. So if you're in comfort mode, maybe have it at the little 1 setting, and that'll be illuminated on the dashboard once you're in drive. So I'll kick it over to drive real quick right there, and then as you click that button, you'll see it fill up. So now it's at 2 and now it's at 3. So 3 is going to give you the most aggressive shift overall and really bite those gears down. Not in a bad way. I mean, you're not going to hurt anything, but it just gives you an overall more aggressive, snappier shift. And then as you tone it down, that would be more in the comfort setting, sport, and then sport plus. But so many things that this car just did right. The back seats have a lot of space, you know. And so I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but I'm a pretty tall guy, you know, like I'm about 6'2". So a lot of cars that I sit in, like the determinator for me is how comfortable they are. Even my E92, you know, surprisingly has a good amount of space for me and my passenger. Back seats for behind me, no way. But this thing, you know, it's legit. I have my seat back a little right now, but this is, you know, how I typically drive the car, right here in this position. And you can see I have a lot of head space. When I was in my buddy's modified 440i, I'll leave a link up above and below for that. Amazing car, but I definitely felt like I didn't have the most, you know, headroom. It is a coupe, I get that. But even then, like, I'm pretty, you know, reclined, and there's still room back there for someone, and especially in the other seat right here, definitely a lot of space. But I 100% love that about this car. Now we're gonna pop the hood, so we're gonna go ahead and give this thing a double tap, just like that. Let's go ahead and hop out of the car really quick. And I wanna show you all this behemoth of an S55 engine. This is the prize, guys. This is the prize. Look at that. And just a really quick overview, this S55 engine is good for 425 horsepower, 406 foot-pounds of torque, and that is absolutely crazy, guys. 406 foot-pounds of torque it's absolutely obscene. I mean, that's 111 more foot-pounds of torque than its predecessor, the E90 M3, and all at the same time, this car weighs less than the E90. And it looks, you know, so massive and big and this and that and, you know, bulky, but this thing weighing less than the E90 M3, and then on top of that, having this massive power output and torque output, guys, like, you feel it. When I'm accelerating and I have the car in sport mode and etc., it is insane, guys. I mean, this thing really does pull. Like, it goes from 0 to 100 literally and figuratively real quick. But the 0 to 60 time being at 4.1 seconds really just shows you overall how much all of the little things on the car that BMW developed and, you know, made more lightweight and really spent time engineering paid off in the long run. And it is absolutely an amazing car to drive. You just have all the carbon everywhere, like the strut brace mixed with the roof and everything else. Like, it looks premium. I mean, the car sounds like a freaking V8, which is crazy. It doesn't sound like an inline six. There's no custom exhaust to this thing, and it still sounds like a V8. And I think that is the funniest thing. Like, you can hear the power really resonate within the engine and within the actual exhaust itself. I really do think BMW did an amazing job with this S55 engine. Let's go ahead and close that hood up, and you just can't get over that bulge, guys. That bulge in the hood looks amazing. But yeah, guys, that was my first impressions of the 2015 BMW M3, so the F80 chassis, and I think this thing is just absolutely amazing. I mean, it's a lot different than the E90 and E92. Those are more angular and sleeker, and this car is definitely a lot more bulky and aggressive, and it has a lot more sharp angles to it rather than curves, if you get what I mean. And a lot of people feel some type of way about forced induction versus naturally aspirated, and although I see where they're coming from, I would definitely say the forced induction really helps in the fun factor. Having those twin turbos and putting out that 400 foot-pounds of torque is mind-blowing. I will be dropping a full review on this car here very soon. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and drop a thumbs up if you found this video helpful or just enjoyed this content at all. As always, thank you all for the support, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out, guys.